All right, everybody, welcome back to another edition of United Network, the United Lightworkers Network. And today we're joined by Jennifer Clarke-Kinsey. She is the owner and founder of Rising Phoenix Life Strategies. She's a board certified master hypnotherapist. She's a master NLP, EFT, and a time therapy practitioner and master life and success coach. And she focuses primarily on your health and wellness. And today we're going to ask her some questions about a little bit about her, and so we can get to know her better. So our first question, welcome, Jennifer. Thanks for joining us today.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, awesome. So let me get to the questions here. Our first question. So why is it, Jennifer, that you do what you do? Like, where were you? What happened? Who were you surrounded by that really inspired you to become, a hypnotherapist or to really get into the, health and wellness industry?
Well, the easy answer is I just love to do what I do. But the long answer is that I first heard of hypnotherapy being used for positive outcomes when I was in college. I had a friend whose father went to a hypnotherapist to stop smoking, and then my friend went to learn better study skills because, he was his own worst distraction, and so it really helped him. Well, then years went by, and I used to have a little side hustle as a resume writer. And I had a woman come to me. She was new in town and she was a hypnotherapist. And at the same time, my regular job was working for an insurance company. And I was trying to pass this certified employee benefits specialist exam. And I had 2 huge books to read, and they were dry as toast. Oh my gosh. I would stare at a page for a long time and just see words, but absolutely nothing went into my head, And so I thought, maybe we can trade services here. So I went to her, and in one session, I was the only person in my company that passed that test.
Wow.
So I was like, wow, this stuff works. And then, fast forward another couple of decades, and I was offered an early retirement package from the college I worked for. And of course, I jumped all over that. And then I was sitting at home thinking, well, what do I want to do now that I can choose what I want to do when I get up in the morning? So hypnotherapy would be really cool. And then it's you put something out there in the universe, and then suddenly things start to happen.
Showing up. Yeah, that's great.
And out of the blue, I was invited to a women's networking event. And I thought, sure, why not, And the woman who was the coordinator of the event was a teacher of hypnotherapy and NLP and time therapy and all the things. And I thought, okay, it's a sign.
Yeah.
So I signed up for her. I took her course, and then I liked it so much, I went on and got my master's certification, and then I practiced on people and just started doing it. Another huge motivator for doing what I do is I had an incredible life-changing experience a few years ago. I had been through a lot of stuff, and I guess maybe I always had it, but I had developed an even stronger case of anxiety. And I finally got to a place in my life, I thought, I can't live with this anxiety like anymore. It's crippling me. It's holding me back from living my life. So, as I was saying, the universe provides. I met a retired police captain who studied hypnosis and NLP to help fellow police officers who developed PTSD from their job. And I went to him, and I went for 2 sessions, and it was life-changing. I mean, everyone noticed. My husband noticed, my friends noticed that I changed. And, you know, I personally didn't walk out of there thinking, oh, I'm not anxious anymore. Life is grand. I just noticed it in future situations where in the past I would have been anxious. Now this time I'm not. So it was just truly amazing. And so after that, I was determined to try to help others have that same experience that I did.
Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. So how do you help people, and what should people, or at least the client, what would they expect when they come to see you?
Well, what they can expect first is an in-depth conversation. Because, hypnotherapy is not right for everyone. And that's what I need to determine. Because the client needs to be in a space where they are owning their problem. This is my problem. And yeah, it happened because of whatever in my past, but I can't do anything about that. And right now, this is my problem. I own it. And what can I do about it? And so many times people think they're there, but then when you start asking more probing questions, they're really not. They're still somewhere looking to blame, their parents or their ex-spouse or, their childhood, whatever.
100%.
And so I have to keep saying, what else? What else? What else? To get to the bottom of the issue.
Gotcha. Okay, great. And how long does it take for a client to see results or to feel better? So how long do people usually have to see you for?
Well, depending on the issue, if they just want better study skills or they want to increase their sales, they want more motivation, I can do that in 1 session, and then maybe I'll just follow up with them. But now if they want something like losing weight, yeah, it can be done in 1 session, but I find losing weight is a more complex issue than many people give it credit for. Right. Because I find when I ask my questions that people don't just eat because they like food. Yeah, they may like food, don't we all? But a lot of times people eat because they're depressed, they're angry, they're pushing down feelings because they feel like they won't be heard if they express them anyway. So I try to I do it in 4 sessions because I try to address all of the reasons why people eat, and especially concentrate on why they eat. And then I follow up in between with maybe journal prompts or, mantras, things like that to keep them focused.
Right. Right. I think people have to remember you can't go to the gym once either to lose weight either, right? So people sometimes want that quick fix. So yeah, absolutely. Something huge like weight loss is such a big dynamic thing. It's not just like you said, just eating food. There's something always attached to that as well. So yeah, I love it.
Mhm.
Awesome. So, you've been in practice for a while. What would be one of the greatest success stories you've had with a client? And what did you learn from that experience?
Well, gosh, I think my greatest success was with a client who she wanted to increase her sales, but then she was also an athlete, and um, she had developed a fear of competing because she'd been injured in the past. And so we worked on helping her pain and getting over that. And, now she's back competing and traveling, to do these competitions and doing great. But she was the most ready client I've ever experienced. She was ready to make the changes. She was motivated. And it was so inspiring to me to see someone who was that focused and that I could help direct that focus. And it just really made me feel good.
Right. I love that. Because I can see that's similar, in what I do. And I'm sure you can relate to, because people come to see me, I'm sure come to see you. They don't have to believe in hypnotherapy. But I
No.
find that the people that do, like this person wanted to change and want to be better, will excel faster, will get the results quicker, will, because not only that, you're doing what you're doing, but they're being part, or they're actively involved. And so,
Mhm.
that's a great takeaway for people listening at home, is like, it's not about, I have that, just like you probably have people that are skeptic, don't think it's going to work yet, all of a sudden, boom, they get the changes. Sometimes it happens slower.
Mhm.
But yeah, the people that believe, I find, boom, yeah, see that quick success, or, the change right away. So yeah, I love that. Awesome. Thanks. What would be one of your greatest challenges, or maybe even a failure you had with a client, or even in your life? And how did you recover from it? And what did you learn from that experience?
Wow. My greatest failure, I think, was with a trauma client. I don't, thinking back, I don't think it was her idea to seek my help. I think her doctor said, "Wow, there's nothing more I can do for you. Why don't you try a hypnotherapist?" And so, it wasn't her idea. She was older, like 80s, and I think it was her daughter's idea. And the trauma was so horrible that I think once we started working, she was afraid. She didn't want to go there. And okay, here is the thing about time therapy. I take you back in your timeline, and what we do there is work on the emotions of your past. And you're looking at your past from like 30,000 feet. You're looking down on it, and you're getting the learnings. What did you learn from this experience? And what could you have taken forward to the next time that you encountered this experience? And the client takes it forward, and we go through anger, we go through sadness, we go through guilt, regret. And then we take it into the future. Okay, now when this triggering event happens, now how do you deal with it? But I couldn't even get that far with her. See, the thing about time therapy, and I'm getting out of order here, is that you don't have to revisit the event. And that's why, going off script here, I believe that hypnotherapy and these therapies work so well is that, okay, in talk therapy, and I'm not bashing talk therapy at all, but you say you talk about your childhood again and again and again. Well, the more you tell a story, the more hardwired it gets. They say neurons that fire together, wired together. So the more you tell a story, the more vivid it becomes, and the more you think about it, it becomes your truth. Whereas when you look at it from above and just deal with the emotions and the learnings, you don't have to revisit the event. You can just begin to recover from the event and take the learnings forward. So anyway, I forgot where I was going with that, but yes, I couldn't get there with this woman. She was very hard of hearing, didn't wear hearing aids, and she didn't want to be hypnotized. She didn't want to go there. So I worked on simple techniques she could do, breathing exercises to overcome the anxiety, just things like that. But I learned a lot from that experience too.
What did you gain? What was one good takeaway that you learned from that working with her?
Don't take on a client when it's not their idea.
Right.
And I knew that. I knew that going in, but I wanted to help so badly. Right. And that's on me.
And I think, I love that, because I think, a lot of practitioners like you or I do this. I've been there too, right? You want to help so bad, yet, that person wants to be better too. That's part of it. So that's, I hear that. That's for sure. And I bet you a lot of us that are in the industry can resonate full-heartedly on that, because I think we all we get into this to help people. And so I totally can relate. So thank you. Next question. What are you currently working on in your business or your industry or with hypnosis that is the most exciting and inspiring for you?
It's the collaborations. It's working with other people who either we don't even have to be in the same industry, but how I can help them and they can help me. Like, I have a presentation coming up actually with some financial planners, because so much about, they call it money mindset.
Sure.
You have to believe, from the financial planner's point of view, they have to believe that what they are doing is like answer to people's prayers. It's giving them financial security and making them feel like they're in control of their finances and helping them plan for the future. I mean, they have to solidly believe that. If you're like, I could kind of help you save some money. It's like, that's not going to work. But the people who are looking to save their money and build their retirement, they have to believe that they are worthy of making money, saving money, having the future they desire. That so many people have a scarcity mindset. It's like, oh my gosh, I have to hold on to every penny, because I might not have it tomorrow. What if my car breaks down? What if my furnace breaks down? Well, then you are worth saving your money and making money and attracting abundance so that when your furnace breaks down or your car breaks down, you have an emergency fund to deal with it, you know.
Right.
So I've just found all kinds of fun collaborations like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
like
awesome. Yeah, sorry.
work with.
Yeah. I love that too, how you can collaborate. Yeah, totally. That's not even your industry and you can help them. And I'm sure you can help them with their own money beliefs because I know you talked about helping people with beliefs. So if they want to, even the financial planner wants to make, 6-figure income, they have to believe that they're worthy of a 6-figure income, I think is what you're also sharing, right? So
yes,
absolutely. You can work with a lot of different industries for people, especially in sales. I can imagine how, part of sales is obviously making money and if you want to make 6 figures or more, you have to believe you're worth that. And that could be in any industry really, because if you're in a job where you can move up the ladder and you're just mid-level, but you would love to be upper management, you don't feel worthy enough, then they can work with you to get rid of those beliefs to work their way up to be that upper management as well, is what I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
What you're getting at. So there's definitely, you can collaborate with all sorts of people in many different industries. So yeah, okay, great. And if you were to go back in time before you got into business, into hypnotherapy, and you were to start from scratch and do it all over again with what you know, what would be 3 most valuable pieces of advice you'd give yourself?
Oh, wow. I feel like I'm learning every day,
Sure.
When I first got into business, I thought I had to do it all. I had to write a book. I had to have a podcast. I had to have affiliate marketing. I had to design a program. I had to run groups, and it was overwhelming,
Right.
And what I found is you can't be everything to everybody. You got to focus on what you love to do, what makes you want to do what you do. And it will just evolve from there. Right. The other thing is you got to work on yourself first. I've been doing a lot of personal development. I've been to focus on myself a lot because I get overcome with self-doubt. Like, can I really help people? Like, maybe I'm not good enough. There's hypnotherapists out there who are making 6 figures and they know it all, and I don't know. Sometimes you just have your own bad days, and so I've been doing a lot of personal development. My own beliefs. Self-care.
Working on yourself, right.
And that's another thing too. I mean, you can take on other people's stuff, and dealing with that. I've had to set boundaries, things like that. I guess the other thing would just, just do your best every day.
Good.
Because, and I'll admit I have an autoimmune disease, so every day I don't feel like fabulous, right? But you just do the best you can every day. Another thing I've learned is the importance of the mind-body-spirit connection. Oh my gosh, it is so huge. And I used to struggle with it back when I did martial arts. I could see the defense. I could see, like in my head, I could totally see it. Okay, punch comes in. I do this, this, and this, right? But then when I'm on the mat and the punch comes in, I stand there and get bopped in the head. So, it's how do you get what's in your head into what's into your gut?
Right.
And so I think working on that is going to make me much more useful to my clients.
100%.
We forget that we're holistic and synergistic and all those things.
Right.
If I think it enough, I can do it, but you got to get your body to do it.
Right.
And you got to believe that you can do it, so it all works together.
Right. The feeling that you can do it. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Anything else?
Well, if anyone would like to learn more about hypnotherapy, you're very welcome to contact me.
Absolutely. So that was my last one, is like the shameless plug part, where how can we support you, and, and let us know, website or, whatever you may have that, people can connect with you.
My website is risingphoenixlife.com. Or you can contact me at Jen, Jen, at risingphoenixlife.com. That's all confidential. My website is going to be updated soon. I've got the whole business process going on in the background. There's another thing I'm working on.
Yeah, perfect. We'll leave all that in a link in the channel as well for people to connect. Thank you, Jen, very much for joining us today. And I loved it. So appreciate you joining us on this call.
Well, I appreciate you having me. This was very fun.
All right. Talk again soon.
All right. Bye-bye.